Samore Love. You have now tuned in to my Blood, Sweat, and Heels recap. Guys, be sure to subscribe if you have not yet done so. Also, be sure to share this video wherever you like to share videos. And this is Season 2, Episode 10. We are almost done. I believe the season finale is next week. I don't know if they're having a reunion, if I'll do it or not. We'll see what happens, what goes down, and if I feel like it's interesting enough to do it. I know I did miss 2 episodes. I did watch them, but I just didn't feel like I wanted to go back to them because that's when I was on vacation. So anyways, Micah, she is really liking her new boo, Kevin. And she does something that's really smart, and I think a lot of us should definitely do that when we're getting into new relationships, which is to make sure you get tested. And I would say just to go even above and beyond just HIV, but just anything else that, just like the whole rundown, get them all while you're at it. While you're at the doctor's office, just check for every and anything, you know, because you never know. I mean, HIV is the most deadliest one, the most severe, and the one that's not curable. But there are other things as well that you have to watch out for. That you end up having to get some dirty little shot. I mean, not a dirty little shot, but you know what I'm saying. You have to get a shot, or you might have to live with it for the rest of your life, like herpes or chlamydia. That one I think you can take something for, or gonorrhea. There's so many different things that you can end up getting. So definitely, you know, get the whole sheet. Get the what is it, the Verifax sheet, like they would say for the Carfax sheet, and just get it all. Make sure everything's all good. And she had mentioned something, but it was kind of muffled the way that she said it. I know she said that her sister had passed away from it, but she said something about she was 4 years old, or did she say 4 years ago? I couldn't really get that part, because I know she showed a picture of when she was younger, so I don't know how old her sister was when she said that she passed away. But you know, it's sad to hear, and you know, I guess it just made her a much smarter individual and just really careful of the things that she and the choices that she makes in life. You know, it's crazy when it hits that close to home, and she's had so much loss. You know, you really feel bad for the lady. I mean, a lot of people have experienced loss, but she's experienced loss with people that were so close to her, like her sister, her father, now her grandmother, which we're gonna get into. So Daisy, she reveals that she would like to have a vigil, and not a death type of vigil, because that's what you most likely or usually think of when you think of vigil, but this is to celebrate her life, because finally her radiation's almost over and she's come so far along, and she just feels like she wants to wash herself of all the negativity that's in her life and just kind of focus and surround herself with positivity and people who wish her the best interest. And she's inviting everybody to come. Her mother, her father, who haven't had the best relationship, but hoping that they still are able to come together for something like that. And they did. They came together, and it came out really nice. Demetria wasn't able to go, but she had other things to attend to. And Micah, she had to go to her granny's funeral, but everybody else made sure that they were in attendance. Melissa goes to Arzo's house to get all made up, get all dolled up. I don't know where they were going. I think they were like going nowhere, just getting dolled up for the sake of getting dolled up. And Arzo had like this eyebrow guy that does her eyebrows, so they kind of like swapped people that are good for them. And Melissa brought her makeup artist, and they just kind of, I guess, exchanged the people and just kind of got themselves all pampered. I guess that was the idea, to get pampered. But for me, I would rather get my feet rubbed or get like a spa, get a massage or something like that, as opposed to getting makeup to go nowhere. I just feel like, I mean, it's not like I don't do that, because I do that. Just because I do YouTube videos on my beauty channel, I kind of do that, but it's for a reason, because I'm putting it out there and then I get to take it off right after. But I feel like this was just a whole different scenario, and it didn't make any sense. But I don't know, maybe somebody else would say the same thing to me. Whatever. Alright, so anyways, Demetria, Arzo, she ends up telling Melissa what Geneva had said to the person she was talking to, her homegirl or whatever, on the phone, about how this dude was a bitch ass, you know. Those were some big words, you know. But I was gonna say like the BA, but it was like it didn't really make any sense. I remember when that was so popular back in the days when Diddy had started saying it. Like everybody was walking around saying it, and they had shirts with the word on it. That was so ridiculous. But yeah, she said that about Greg, and then she also said that she was gonna unleash the dragon, just like Cisco unleash the dragon on Demetria. So they were like, she was like pretty much revealing it, and Melissa was so soaking it in and taking it up. She was just like, yes, like give me this information. And from what they both revealed, they're both Scorpios, so they both hold vendettas. They're both a little bit, you know, they hold grudges and things like that. You know, I honestly didn't realize that Melissa was a Scorpio, just because I feel like she could be a little more relaxed, and we usually see her nice side, but they can fool you. That's the thing about them. Don't be offended, Scorpios. Y'all know how y'all could be sometimes. I got too many of them in my family, and they have stung me. Anyways, so unfortunately, like I said, Micah's grandmother, she passed away, and she wasn't able to go to the vigil because that was around the same time that she had to do that. Meanwhile, Geneva's aunt ends up passing away from breast cancer. So she was like an emotional roller coaster while she was at the vigil as well. Like just tears just pouring down because she ended up not going back home because she wanted to attend Daisy's vigil. And her mother encouraged her to go to Daisy's vigil as well. Melissa, Arzo, and Demetria, they set up this little meeting to see, well, it was Melissa and Arzo, they set up a meeting to see Demetria so they can tell her what's going down and what Geneva's been saying. So, oddly enough, Greg had just said that Demetria would be able to go, that Geneva would be able to go to their wedding, but now Melissa's like, tell her what Geneva said. Tell her. It's like she really was pushing Arzo to say everything that she heard because she didn't want to say it, but she wanted her to say it. And Demetria was just like, yeah, say it because I want it to come out of the horse's mouth. I don't want it to come off of Melissa when Melissa wasn't the one that was there. So she says everything about about what she said about Greg and about what she said about her. But Demetria's kind of defending her and just like, you know, she's a person who when she's had things where she's in California or she's someplace else at 2 in the morning, she can call Geneva and talk to her. She answers the phone. Like she's always been the one to be there for her. So she even was getting a little bit emotional because Melissa was just like, oh, is that the kind of people that you want to go and this and that? And I think that also Melissa's not invited to the wedding, or I think that's what it is. So she wants to have that seat, it seems like. So I think that that's more so the reason why she was kind of pushing it and just like, oh, like think about it, and is that the kind of friends that you need? And she's toxic. It's like she was saying all the negatives so she can kind of try to change Demetria's mind about what she thinks about Geneva. I think that Geneva, and I'm not a Geneva fan, but I feel like Geneva was kind of hurt by the fact that she wasn't able to go. I feel like she should have been a little more cognizant of the fact that she was sitting in a car with a whole bunch of people that are associated and know Demetria so well. That was not a smart move for her to say all those things in front of them. Yes, you're pissed off, but you still have to have a filter in front of certain people. Unless this is something that you would say if your friend Demetria was sitting right there, and you know you would not say those things. So you definitely have to think about what you're going to say before you say it, regardless of how you feel, because that's a relationship that you still want to have. So I think that that's where she kind of messed up. But I feel like, yeah, she's still probably somebody that can be a good friend to Demetria. And yeah, I just feel like she just had, she was hurt. She was mad, and she said what she felt at that time, and she seems like she does that quite often. Like, she'll say what she feels at that moment without kind of thinking about it. But, yeah, that was pretty much the gist of it. It was not really a long episode. It was a regular length episode, but it wasn't really that much that I had to talk about. Alright, let me know what you guys thought about the episode down below. Thanks for watching. Be sure to stay fabulous, live free, and soar limitless. I'll see you in the next one. Laters.